Hi ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to go over the dividing decimals by decimals practice worksheet and the answers. So let's get right started with number 1. So we have 3 and 936 thousandths. We're going to divide by 1 and 2/10. If we have a decimal in the divisor, we need to get rid of it. So we're going to move our decimal point to the right one place. That means we're multiplying by 10. And I'm going to move it one place in the dividend as well, multiplying by 10. So our new problem is 12 going into 39 and 36 hundredths. All right, so 12 can go into 39 3 times. Let's just move this up a bit, and that's 36. So the difference is 3. I'm going to bring the decimal point up straight into the quotient, and we're going to bring that 3 down to make 3 into 33. 12 goes into 33 2 times. 2 times 12 is 24, and when we subtract, we have a difference of 9. Then we're going to bring the 6 down. 12 goes into 96 8 times, and 8 times 12 is 96. So we can stop dividing there since we have no remainder. Okay, on to question number 2. We have 28, 10 thousandths divided by 35 hundredths. We're going to move our decimal point over twice in the divisor and twice in the dividend. That means we've multiplied both numbers by 100. Right? Remember, the decimal point has to be moved the same number of times. So our problem becomes 35 going into 28 hundredths. All right, so I didn't write my leading zeros in the last problem. Let's put them in here. Can't make a group of 35 out of 0. I'm going to put the quotient up into the decimal point up into the quotient. I can't make a group of 35 out of 2 or out of 28. So we're going to add a 0 here after the 28 to make it 280. And I think 35 is close to 40, and 7 groups of 40 would give 280. So let's try 7 groups of 35. 21, 24, so that's 245. We can get one more group in. Let's just double check. 35 times 8 is 280. Yep, 24 plus 4 is 28. So it can go in 8 times. And we have 0 remainder, so we can stop dividing. So our quotient is 8 thousandths. All right, question number 3, 321 divided by 4/10. I'm going to move the decimal point over once. That means I'm multiplying it by 10. So I'd have to multiply 321 by 10 as well, making it 3,210. So now we're going to divide 3,210 by 4. Can't make a group of 4 out of 3, but we can make 8 groups of 4 out of 32. We'd have 0 as our difference. Let's bring the 1 down. I can't make a group of 4 out of 1, but I can make 2 groups of 4 out of 10, and 2 times 4 is 8. So we have a remainder of 2 here. Let's add a decimal point and a 0, and the decimal point up into the quotient as well. We'll bring the 0 down, and 4 goes into 25 times. 5 times 4 is 20. We have 0 remainder, so we can stop dividing, and our quotient is 802 and 5/10. We'll go on to question number 4 here. 75 thousandths divided by 6 hundredths. We're going to move the decimal point 2 places to get rid of it. That means we need to move it 2 places in the dividend as well, and we've multiplied both numbers by 100. It has to be the same factor. I can't move one place and the other 2 places, or different, the decimal point different numbers of times. So our new problem is 6 going into 7 and 5/10. So I can make a group of 6 out of 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. We're going to bring the decimal point up into the quotient and the 5 down to make that 115. 6 goes into 15 twice. That's 12. We have a difference of 3. We're going to add a 0 just after the 5 in that hundredths place and bring it down. 6 goes into 30. 5 times, it's exactly 30, so we can stop dividing here. So our quotient is 1 25/100. Number 5. All right, we're going to move our decimal one place to the right. That means we need to move it one place to the right in 120. So our new problem is 5 going into 1,200. All right, so I can't make a group of 5 out of 1, but we can make 2 groups out of 12. 2 times 5 is 10, and 12 minus 10 is 2. I'll bring the 0 down. 5 goes into 24 times. It's exactly 20. We have 0 remainder. I'm going to bring the 0 down. 5 goes into 0, 0 times. So our quotient is 240. Number 6. 22 thousandths divided by 88 hundredths. I'm going to move the decimal point 2 places in the divisor to get rid of it. So we're going to move it 2 places in the dividend as well. So now I'm going to go between the two 2's. So we have 88 going into 2 2/10. Okay. Can't make a group of 88 out of 2. I'm going to bring the decimal point up into the quotient. We can't make a group of 88 out of 220. And I'm going to, out of 22. I'm going to add a 0 to make that 220. And I know 80 times 3 would give 240. That's too big, so it's got to be 88 times 2. That's 16, carry the 1, and 17. So 176. So it goes in 2 times. That's 176. And when we subtract, we'll get a difference of 44. Go ahead and show your borrowing for that one. It's hard for me on this screen. It kind of gets sloppy. I'm going to add a 0 here and bring it down. And let's try 88. I'm going to try times 5 because 88 is close to 90. 90 times 5 is 450, and that's pretty close. So 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 is 44. So it goes in 5 times. And we have 0 remainder, so we can stop dividing. And our quotient is 25 thousandths. All right, we have one word problem here. The cost of 75 hundredths pounds of bananas is 63 cents. How much will 1 pound of bananas cost? So if you remember from the day before, let's make some round numbers here. Let's say I'm buying 3 pounds of bananas. 3 pounds of bananas, and it costs 63 cents. We'll leave it as 63 cents. If we want to know how much 1 pound costs, we're going to take that 63 cents and we're going to divide it by 3, the 3 pounds, and that means each pound would cost 21 cents. So what do? We divided the money, the cost, by the number of pounds. So we're going to do that over here. Our pounds will go on the outside. That's what we're dividing by. And our cost will be on the inside of our division sign. Okay, we have 2 decimal place values in our divisor, so we need to get rid of it. We're going to move it over twice. We're going to do the same thing in the dividend. So we end up with 75 going into 63. So I can't make a group of 75 out of 6 or 63. So I'm going to add a decimal point in our dividend and a 0. The decimal point will come up into the quotient. Well, if I'm rounding, 75 is pretty close to, well, it's between 70 and 80. And I know 9 groups of 70 would be exactly 630. That's going to be too big. So let's try 8 groups of 75. So that's 40. Carry the 4 up. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 is 60. Okay, so it goes in 8 times, and that's 600. So when we subtract, we have a difference of 30. I'm going to add a 0 and bring it down. And it looks like it's half of that. 300 is half of 600, so let's try 75 times 4, because 4 groups is half of 8 groups. Yep, it's exactly 300. So we have 0 remainder, we can stop dividing. And we want to know how much does the 1 pound cost. Money has to be in 2 decimal place values. So we're going to leave it as is. I'll put it up here on the side on the left there. So cost of 1 pound is 84 cents. All right, if you have questions, please email me or we'll check in together during our Google Meet. Have a great day. Bye-bye.